And that's the thing. Like, if guys understand this, then and if you look at, and I was talking about the attitude, right? If you look at rom-coms, right? What always
I
happens,
love
right?
rom-coms.
The woman is a strong, independent woman, and then she's like trying to do something and she's struggling at it or whatever. And the guy, and she's like, I don't need your help or whatever, you know? And the guy, does he get insulted and get angry and be like, you're such a feminist, you know? He laughs. He's like, oh, in his mind, he's like, that's cute. Look at her trying to do this thing, big tough girl, right? He might not say those words, but that's what's being portrayed. And then eventually she gets frustrated and she accepts his help and he's not angry about it. And then she's learning that this guy is a strong guy that she can trust to lead. It's a way of testing. And so a lot of these guys are complaining about Western women and they're like, oh, they don't need a man and they're acting like all this stuff. And their attitude about it is one of complaining, which is the most unattractive attitude. And then they're demonizing these women and they're saying all these bad things. And all you have to do is laugh it off. Okay. I mean, I had been on dates before where I'd open up a car door and the girl's like, I don't need you to open a door or whatever, or open it. I can take care of myself. I would just laugh. I'd be like, that's funny, but I'm just going to do it. I open doors. That's what I do. I've never
understood that because it's usually the people that are projecting that sort of energy to that are trying to like overcompensate. And definitely they have things that they need to heal within themselves because like you said, getting angry because you opened a car door, it does not imply that you can't open a door yourself. And that's where women have gone wrong is that men are doing these nice things.
Yeah.
And they're so wrapped up in, I don't need you, I could do it myself, that they're now criticizing men for doing something that's actually kind. There's never been a man who opened a car door that assumed a woman couldn't open a car door.
Right, exactly.
You open your car door every day to drive to your job or wherever you're going, boss babe. But they are ruining the actual good instances that they're dealing with men by doing things like that. Because like you said, the good men who are confident in themselves and the man that they are will just laugh it off.
Right.
But some men who are trying to be the good men and they're doing these things, they'll be like, okay, well, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
They take it the wrong way. That's not the way to do it. But I'm just saying that women also shouldn't be
I agree.
hyper fixating on needing to be so independent and proving it. Because at this point, everyone knows that women can live on their own and survive on their own. This is not like 1955 where women just are, well, I don't know. When did they get to work? Whenever they got to work. Whatever year it was, it's not her trying to prove herself anymore. We already know. You don't have to act that way. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
No, I think it's good.
Women need to know that also some of the things that they're doing and why men are afraid of Western women is them trying to overcompensate for feeling adequate enough on her own. You should know that. Like, if you're doing it, you should know that. You don't have to prove it to people.
Yeah. And like I said, as a guy, your response is just to laugh it off. Don't get insulted. Don't get upset about it because it still ends up being a test. Like, it's not a good one, but just like hey, my boyfriend's here, you should fight him. Like, that's also not a good test.
People actually do that in real life?
Oh, yes.
That's horrible.
Well, I mean, well,
but when you have a husband like mine, you just point to him and people are like, okay, never mind. Not that I've ever done that, but.
No, but guys need to know how to respond to those tests in a way that shows you're not bothered by this, that you think it's, because if you want a woman to look up to you, you have to treat her like she looks up to you. And so if you're getting down there in the mud with her and scrapping about stupid stuff and letting her get under your skin because whatever, she has some kind of feminist view, that's fine. But you have to realize she's not going to be looking up to you. But if you're treating it like, okay, that's cute, whatever. You know what I mean?
Or she's dealing with some stuff. Like, she still has some inner
princess,
turmoil.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, even if you watch the original Star Wars, right? It's like, I know you haven't seen it, which is, we're going to have to do that. But, Han Solo, okay, he is, the swashbuckler, space smuggler. Okay. And you've got Princess Leia. Okay. Mm-hmm. Princess Leia is a typical princess. You know what I mean? She's like independent, strong woman, even back then, 1980. Right. Okay. And he's just like, okay, princess. You know what I mean? He just like lets her be her, like, I don't need you type of guy. But then he comes in and rescues her when she needs a rescue. But he's never getting insulted. He's never like, oh, I'm not going to talk to you. And he's just playing it cool. You got to play it cool as a guy. Like, guys don't know how to play it cool anymore. That's why when I see these comments and stuff, I'm like, man, you don't understand. Like, you're proving to yourself that, because we were talking about this the other day too, the most unattractive trait, I think, that women find the least attractive in men is complaining. Yeah. Being a whiner.
But that's a whole nother episode, so we won't go too far into that. But yeah, to kind of go back to the passport bros, I think that they're just trying to take the easy way out.
Yeah.
And they haven't even thought far enough ahead to realize it's not the easy way out.
Yeah.
It's actually a way that you're more likely to get taken advantage of than even being with a Western woman. And men are so afraid of getting divorced from American women that they don't even realize that they're just as likely, if not even more,
right,
I feel like, to get divorced from a foreign woman who you have no real clue what their intention was.
Right.
And I guess the thing that they might come back with is that, well, what if they move to whatever country and live there?
Okay.
But I don't think they'd be man enough to survive the men there, to be in the presence of men like that there.
Yeah. And a lot of these places are dangerous places.
Yeah.
That's why that culture has developed. And not all of them. I mean, you could talk about, but even Eastern Europe. If you talk about Eastern Europe, there's some dangerous places in Eastern Europe. You go to Western Europe, it's going to be westernized, right? So if you want to go to places where it's like that, that's why those cultures are like that. And then also, look, who is going to get played here? You think you're going to play these girls that they're so naive that they don't have the internet and they don't know anything, and you're just going to come in as an American man and they're going to be like, oh, I've never seen an American man before, and they're just going to, or do you think that maybe they also have the internet, okay, they have iPhones, and they're like scheming. They're thinking, when this American tourist guy comes, this passport bro, I'm going to sleep with him right away, and I'm going to like convince him that I'm totally into him, and I'm going to get my ticket out of here. Right. That's, they're going to play you. You're not going to go over there and play. You think you're going to go over to some little village where no one has ever heard of feminism? and you're just going to go over there and just meet some young, innocent girl that doesn't know anything about the world? No, that's not going to happen. Instead, she's going to pretend like that's the case, but she's going to be playing you.
But here's the thing, too. Here's why they even want that. It's because they don't want to work on themselves. Yeah. Again, they want the easy way out. They want a woman who doesn't know any better. Even look at the words that you just used. Young, innocent, naive.
Right.
They want her to not know that he isn't the man that he could be and he should be.
Right.
They're trying to play the game to get that. Yeah. But without going too far into this too, men think they want that. They think they want a woman who doesn't talk back a lot, and that they want a woman who does whatever he says and, is very pure and naive until they realize that they don't really have a connection with this person. And especially if she doesn't speak English very well.
Yeah.
What sort of actual connection and intimacy are you building? You can't.
No.
Intimacy is built off of not physical intimacy alone, the connection that you have with your partner. You will be lacking that. You will be unfulfilled with this woman, and you'll end up just living like a lot of Americans do anyway, as two roommates, living separate lives under one roof.
Exactly.
A loveless marriage.
Yeah.
It's going to end the same exact way.
Better than